we made it to the Avatar. I think we just made it to the dojo.
Yeah.
And I don't think I went. I think that was just the martial classes.
Yes.
I don't know what I was doing. Was that the reading lesson?
Yeah, you were with Issa.
Okay. Yeah, you guys went potion shopping and then to the dojo.
We have to be there tomorrow morning to begin training.
Austin rolled Torin down the street, creating a rolling biohazard. That's right.
Oh yeah. I rolled you out the front of the shop and you puked all over the place.
And then both Yoro and Urun thought that you guys were rehearsing a comedy skit called Threat Level Midnight. Clean up on aisle 5. But in this tonight's session, we're going to do the scar.
Yes.
I presume then that you all got the email that I sent out, everybody with the actual steps to the number.
Totally. I know by heart.
Kim's face.
I know all the steps.
Can I improvise?
Yes. Roll improvisation.
I need to find, make some friends, tie some yarn, and that's how you do the scarn.
Yeah.
Goddamn. So, yeah, at some point, maybe after tonight's game, I'm gonna look up, because that episode of The Office only used a few minutes of it, but they did a full 25-minute film thing for this that they were intermittently taking clips from for the episode, and it is brilliant.
I think it's on YouTube.
I think it's
Probably.
on YouTube, yeah. I
Probably
absolutely,
on YouTube.
I have to watch that when we're done now. It's not a want, it's a need.
I want to
Alright,
see.
but
Did I earn inspiration?
absolutely take a
Thank
point,
you.
please.
Nice.
Alright, now I believe we had ended the session, everybody had gotten back to the inn, and you all had just kind of settled down for the night.
Totally so.
Yeah.
Alright.
Hey everyone, thank you for
Yes, and each of you,
Into the stream, I think
we
this
had
is for
different
Lex.
dreams.
Tonight is
and
our
Torin was
D&D.
once again reached out to by
Hopefully you enjoy.
Zarkal for a burning message that perhaps he'd get to ask more in 3 days' time.
Oh yeah.
And with that, let us resume Divine Beasts.
Oh yeah, that's right. He got that, and then the douche canoe said that in 2 or 3 days we would
Yes.
see something.
That's right.
I love how that's just his name now.
I forget his real name.
The
Tenzin.
douche.
No, it's Douche Canoe.
You know what? I'm gonna rename him Anthony and just base him off Anthony. So you'll just be walking along and you'll feel a cold, clammy hand on your shoulder,
Oh.
and a whisper you haven't
Oh,
seen
I hate that.
as beautiful as the true face of God.
That's worse.
See, Tenzin's not that bad.
No, but he's still douche canoe.
It doesn't have to be that bad to be Douche Canoe.
Alright. So, let us resume from you all just kind of get a chance to complete functionally a long rest. You awaken still. Truly, it's just kind of the dead of night. The kind of soft glow of various street lanterns lit are really the only thing illuminating Basalk City, as at this point, none of you can hope to gauge how far under the surface of the ocean you are. But as each of you respectively awaken the next morning, you find yourselves getting a little more used to the sort of almost rocking and swelling, almost like being on a boat, as the city does slowly undulate with the movement of the great rays' spine as they continue swimming through the depths of the Emerald Sea. Are there any particular preparations that you would like to make on this morning?
Oh, no, yes. Yes. I need to take a bath.
He needs to wash every elite inch.
I have to wash every elite inch before we go to the dojo.
Are you all doing this?
Yeah, turn, join.
Yep.
Don't forget your rubber ducky there,
Wash
Costy.
each other's backs.
Squeak, squeak.
Buddy.
We're using elite inch.
And so yeah, now actually I do have a clarifying question. Is Shael going to be going to this training as well?
I don't know. I think Shael would probably rather focus on, like, she would rather meet with the Avatar if possible, just because, like, I don't know.
Okay. We can always tackle that. We can kind of divide and conquer a training montage for the meeting with the Avatar, if that's how you'd like to proceed.
Maybe I'll go with, I don't know. I just don't know, like, hand-to-hand combat is not, I'm the freaking sorcerer, but at the same time, I'm a fucking lightning sorcerer, and I'm gonna be fighting underwater, and the only not lightning thing I have is, like, one attack spell and one crossbow.
You're an electric squishy.
So,
I am electric squishy.
regarding that,
And I think the crossbow is gonna be affected underwater.
I think we're gonna have to buy you a tethered harpoon gun.
so a crossbow actually can be used underwater without incurring disadvantage. However, you'll notice that ranged attacks have two ranges. There's the normal range, and then the absolute maximum range. When underwater, the normal range is the maximum range.
Okay.
But yeah, a crossbow actually is, fun fact, one of the few things you can use underwater. I think it's crossbows, nets, javelins, darts, tridents don't occur disadvantage. For melee, it's going to be daggers, javelins, short swords, spears, tridents.
Actually, crossbow makes sense.
I have
That's
a-
And
basically
daggers
just a
too,
harpoon
so.
gun.
I have a question regarding,
Of course.
like, how much is science allowed to play into this? Because if you use a hydrophobic powder on, like, anything underwater, it makes it create its own air bubble and can go its normal speed.
If you can find that, that is something we could explore.
Okay.
Doesn't hurt to ask, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Katie is quiet on the screen.
I just increased your volume, no worries.
Oh, okay.
Alright. So with that, I presume then the three of you are going down to the bathhouses to wash up early then and prepare for
I mean,
the
Shai
morning
will go
trip.
too, if we're washing.
Excellent.
Sounds good.
To the bath!
Squeak, squeak.
You all go down to the bathhouse early on and, you know, you get washed up pretty quickly. Torin and Costin already find a crowd there, just chanting in unison. Wave Fist Warriors wash every single elite inch! They like look over like, yes! And they like bow at you, and they're like, the ones who will be training with us today! They all flex, just gleaming muscles. He's training! The voices almost coalesce in unison. Will be glorious! Just several of them, almost posing like the Ginyu squad.
Excellent.
Tori's kind of get into it also. He's like, yeah, I like this. And he's all rubbing his stomach a little bit there and kind of like trying to flex some, but not too impressive though.
You don't want to outshine them, make them feel bad, right?
Oh no,
Yeah.
I got the shine. I just don't got the performance.
Oh my god.
Please roll a performance for me, Torin.
You might have the performance here in a minute.
Oh shit. Just go back here real quick. I forgot I was on that screen.
Oops.
Now that I think about it, though, I'm on roleplay cam, so that wouldn't have showed anyway.
All right.
You're flexing with them, and nobody's super impressed, but nobody's like not impressed.
Plenty cool.
Yeah. You do, however, notice very clearly that Kensei, the leader of the school, the really like large, muscular Triton that you saw, is not present.
I'll kind of relay
So we're still
that.
standing with those guys, right? They're still there.
washing, because you'd better make a good first impression.
Yeah, Torin's trying to sing too, but he's
not even
totally
washing, he's just like rubbing himself.
just the nipples.
Great. Goody.
Costin, what are you doing? You should be washing up there.
That's what I'm
Do
doing.
you want some help?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. No.
Oh,
Perfectly fine.
make sure you get behind the ears.
Austin, you suddenly see a movement flash before your eyes. A muscular hand holding a brush out to you, wood-handled. For your back, it's important to wash every single elite inch as a warrior.
Yes,
A clean
yes,
body
of course.
means a clean fighting spirit.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And they all just start, they line up again, scrubbing in unison briskly.
Does Master Kensei not attend this bathhouse?
Master Kensei, if only we were on his level. He's already been awake for hours, having already washed every elite inch, training mind and body to the limit.
I see. Yes.
Soon we will be like him. Yes, sir! The other ones just all shout in unison again.
Oh, so I guess tomorrow you'll have to get up earlier then to make sure that you're on the right track for the right training.
They haven't been training hard enough. They all look. Something kind of knowing passes between them in an instant. Without a word said, all of them, hands up, begin doing squats.
Splash, splash, splash.
Make sure no one else is missing out on their training and Costin goes somewhere else.
Ah,
There's not far to go, Costin.
you forgot your back. You forgot your back.
What is Torin doing?
Torin was kind of like, he's trying to do the song and like the dance and the squats too, but then he realized, Costin, you didn't get your back. What are you doing?
No, I've got the brush. Torin, I'm good.
You're doing it all wrong. You're doing it all wrong.
I'm learning. I've got it.
Clockwise. There you go. Torin will kind of like duck, like kind of go into water like about this level and kind of like going towards Costin.
I got it. I'm done. Yep, I'll see you all later.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess we're taking off. But I'll keep on practicing the song and the poses and the dance. Thank you guys so much.
We will see you at the dojo! They all shout in response. On the other side of the wall,
Don't bring any cheese.
no cheese on the dojo.
That's right.
You see a small group of what look to be almost elves, a couple of them trains, and humans. They're all just scrubbing away on the women's side. Wait, fist warriors wash every single elite inch! Just going in with it.
Orica's right along with them, like just scrubbing and matching their movements, like fist warriors wash every single lead inch. And flexing.
You've got the
Kyle
biggest
tries
muscles
to
there.
flex, but it's just her arms. I don't have this.
Back muscle pose, and then
Go ahead and roll a performance on it, please.
alright. See if I can trust the
Natural 20.
fingers crossed. Oh, I have
Oh, you forgot to turn off disadvantage.
But that is a natural 20.
We'll just take the 20.
Nice.
I said it! The magic!
Done did it.
They're all kind of like flexing, and you hear like as the song kind of goes on, there's like a little bit of kind of giggling and some fun. They're like also flexing like the guys, but it's less over the top serious. But there is a hushed silence as Oriko just like shows off the back, just fucking ripped. And they're all just... You must be the one that Master Kensei was talking about.
Talking about? What do you mean?
Yes, well, I know that there's some outsiders. I guess you and a couple others are going to come and train with us. It's a very big honor. He doesn't usually just allow outsiders to come in like that. Usually there's an orientation involved, and then you have to learn a bit about the rules of the dojang, but he's making an exception for you and your friends. And by the great rain, now that I've seen your muscles, I see why.
Well, I am very much honored. I had no idea that we skipped an orientation. Thank you for having us.
The others are starting to gather around you. Nobody has even looked at Shia.
Roll for Shael.
Oriko is feeling a little uncomfortable with all the tension, kind of naked there, feeling a little vulnerable now, and like, yes, Shael here, my friend, also is coming. Are you coming to the dojo? Dojang? Shael?
I'm not sure. I'm a little nervous that I will just embarrass myself. This is kind of reinforcing that fear.
And look over at Shael, and they're giving you this long, slow, kind of appraising look as they're circling around.
She's very powerful. Oh, the spells she could use. She's an amazing fighter. She saved our butts so many times. She has my utmost respect.
But I don't really... I've never thrown a punch. Or even a slap.
Alright, well, let's see what you have. She kind of holds up a hand.
Oh god. Is this a strength check to punch?
Just go ahead and roll just a melee attack roll.
What would that be? A strength?
1d20
I
plus
don't have any
1d20
melee.
20 plus strength.
Okay.
Or minus strength. Depending on your stat.
You managed to connect with the correct part of the hand, and just kind of like right in there. She looks and she says, "You've got decent enough aim. I think we can probably work with that."
See, Shael, you have the knack for it. You can do this.
But first, the most important part, the other step up in unison is cardio. They quickly just kind of like don some like long towels and just start booking out of there.
Time to go already.
Don't run on the bath!
Oriko is going to finish scrubbing out, still going word for word, wash everything, like in sped up mode.
Yeah, Shael does a rinse. Her hair's up. She's trying not to get it wet, but it's pretty unsuccessful with everybody splashing.
As you all kind of make haste out of there, the men as well now running out. You all begin jogging through town. You can hear Gyoro and Umaru kind of in the distance behind you as they get out. They're like, hey, what's going on? Damn it, they snuck in again and used our bathhouse.
Wait, are we all in towels still?
Yes.
No! Oh no!
I'm not. I left hella early.
So Costa's just on the side seeing everyone run through town in towels.
Apparently.
Like a creep.
That's Costin.
Well, they say when in Gerudo. Oriko's just...
I would like everybody who is running along to please roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, Lordy. I'm good at these.
Oh shit.
I'm okay at these.
Oh no, Tor!
That's gonna be... Where's my Constitution? +3.
That'll be a 5. everybody is just like, you guys are jogging, and the air, though with that kind of saltiness of the ocean, it's very brisk still, and you guys are just kind of jogging along, and you get a good ways away from there. You're kind of getting towards where the canals are on either side, and you can see the bridges, and the others are starting to turn towards where the dojing is on the other part of town. Oh, sorry, let me ping down here. You're about to cross that first bridge, but Torin, man, you're getting winded. You've done all that strength training, but cardio, that shit's not your bag.
I think I'm still feeling.
Level of exhaustion.
Oh shit! I think I'm still feeling for the food from yesterday.
It's a good almost hour of jogging before you guys end up getting to the other part of the city over to the west. It's at that point that they kind of slow down, and it becomes more just kind of a brisk walk from that point. You can only assume that it's still fairly early in the morning because there's just not a lot of townsfolk out and about.
Thank God, because we're in town, right?
Right. And it's the better part of another hour's walk before you arrive once again at the large walled-off pagoda that is the Fist of Calm and Crashing Water, depicted in calligraphy on a wooden sign. As you enter in through an open gateway, everybody kind of begins to depart to two different directions, kind of separating to a couple of changing rooms. It's in there that each of you are provided just some kind of standard robes and a white sash that you wear sort of around your waist. And before long, after changing, you're guided to the center where everybody's just kind of stretching and waiting and kind of cooling down. Some people taking a drink of water. Are there any preparations or anything you guys would like to do in this area?
Definitely get some water. Be refreshed before we start.
And there's kind of along each side of the room, kind of adjacent to the exits of the respective changing rooms, there's some long tables with pitchers of water and some glasses set out. And you can see many of the students going and just pouring, a few of them a little more greedily than others.
Oh, when Costin sees that, he turns to them. Not to intrude, and I'm sure most of you have been training here for a long time, but typically it's not good to drink a bunch of water before a lot of exercise. It can upset the stomach, and you don't want to vomit during training.
Oh,
Small sips.
One of them kind of gives a bit of a start, and you look, and it's this really kind of scrawny person with almost kind of frizzy auburn hair and a set of thick-rimmed glasses, and he looks down, and he too is adorned in a white sash. Thanks. Maybe that's why things haven't gone so well for me for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, you go slow. It's more about rinsing the mouth and keeping it from drying out.
Rinsing? Oh, you must have done this for a long... He looks down, and there's almost a confusion that sweeps across his face as he notices that you're also a white sash.
Oh, no, I've had different training. This will be my first day here. I've done other sorts of physical training and exertion, and it's sort of a common practice.
Oh, I see. Well, thank you for the advice. I really appreciate it.
Oh, of course, no problem.
Oh, God. Oh, the running. Oh, that's so rough.
You'll get used to it.
I hope so. First day, huh? It's nice to meet you. Kane.
Nice to meet you, Kane. My name's
Don't lie
Costin.
to me. We all know that's Arnold from the Magic School Bus.
Arnold is in the corner, and he's like, "Can we please just have a normal bath with Mr. Kensei? No way! Cruising on down Main Street, you're relaxing, feeling good. Just kidding, bitch. 100 push-ups. But, yeah.
So, after Torin heard Costin say that to the guy, because Torin just drank a whole bunch of water, it's like, oh, I'll be okay, Saul, right?
You should be fine.
Yeah, I could feel it sloshing around inside there.
Learning experience. Yeah, you'll feel the extra sloshing in your gut. Yeah, it's just water after all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I think I'll drink like almost 5 gallons there. It was really refreshing.
Well, it'll be an interesting learning experience for you.
What do you mean?
I think.
Learning experience? What?
Yeah, we're here to learn. Yeah.
Okay.
You'll be fine, Tori.
Okay. You're right. I'll just stick by you. I'll be just fine.
Yes.
Kyle's found a place at the back of the dojang and is just like sipping her water and like picking, like adjusting her clothes all uncomfortably and self-consciously, like visibly nervous about learning how to do hand-to-hand combat.
Great.
Oriko's taken. Perfect. Oriko's taken just a sip because she also knows better and was nodding in agreement with Costin. But the cardio was a little like just still catching her breath, but just nods over to Torin like, just kind of. I found tightening my core kind of helps when I've done that. Like it helps when you're moving around.
Oh, okay. I'll try. Oh, God, so hard. Oh, God. No, that does not feel good whatsoever.
When you're moving, Torin. When you're moving.
Oh, okay. I just gotta like swing back and forth, kind of trying to suck it in a little bit. No.
You'll figure it out, Torin.
Yeah, you're right. Just don't move. I got it. Okay.
Man, this was a great start to the day. I'm feeling energized. Pumped.
Haven't done anything like this in quite a while.
Since the training days.
Yes. Had my head in the books for a long time. Slacked off on my training a bit. But the fighting we've been doing a lot recently has kind of put me back in shape a little.
It's just that. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. You can certainly handle yourself on the field. I think you'll do great.
I think we'll all be fine.
Yes.
Even you, Shio. Don't worry about it so much.
She just kind of like shakes her head and I'm like, no, it's not fine.
The conversation begins to die down, and you hear things start to quiet. The buzz of conversation in the room drawing to a close, and everybody starts to line up as you just hear this loud. As from up high, there's kind of like a balcony, and Kensei just jumps down from there. You kind of hear a couple of whispers like, Master Kensei loves making an entrance. That was so cool. Master Kensei kind of like sweeps a stern gaze across the students. I see that training went well this morning. Well, the best way to follow it up is with more training. However, just for a moment, his eyes flicker to the four of you, but then back as he continues his morning announcement. I have other matters that I have to attend to today. Special training for some esteemed guests. You all will be training with Mr. Bear today. And you just hear this resigned, oh! And like many of them start to hunch over, and he's like, no complaining! And they all straighten up. And what appears to be almost like a Leone steps out, except the features, instead of being cat-like, look like a bear. It's
It's a bear.
steps out in front, and you just kind of hear it like, alright, 1,000 punches, then push-ups. And you just hear this like resigned groan of, oh.
Only 1,000, huh?
Kensei walks. That part was a self-insert. I started every class with 100 punches. I loved it.
That's awesome.
And Kensei goes back to the four of you and says, you four, with me, come on.
Alright, follow back.
And you see him, he kind of like goes over and talks to a couple students and brings them along with. Says, alright, so if you're going to be continuing your pilgrimage and going and learning to fight under the water, then we're going to need to find a way to simulate that. I assume that the four of you can hold your breath for a reasonable amount of time, then?
How long is reasonable?
5 minutes.
Never tried it before.
Is 5 minutes reasonable for an average
You
humanoid?
look at him realizing he's a Triton.
Not
But
really.
I tell you what, let's have some fun with this. Go ahead and roll an insight, please. He has no idea how long humans can hold their breath.
I'm sorry, Master. 5 minutes is a bit long for probably most of us. Probably all of us.
I'm inclined to agree, actually.
I think the longest I've held my breath underwater is 3 minutes, Master Kensei.
Child shocked at even that. Like,
Well, then the first thing we're going to do is breathing training. Come on.
Yes, Master Kensei.
And
Alright.
it's a pretty quick-paced walk where he's taking you kind of taking a shortcut between some buildings as you weave in and out between them. It's pretty quiet as some of the other students kind of whispering to each other a little bit in the kind of still areas. And ere long, you emerge by the canal. He guides you down some stone steps where there's a stone platform just above the water. You can kind of see that this is an area where the boats going up and down would kind of stop, you know, between the couriers and some of the gondolas, stuff like that would kind of park. He says, alright, everyone in the water, let's see how long you can hold your breath. Come on. Jumps in.
Austin's gonna take a second to, like, breathe really quickly and, like, hyperventilate a little bit before jumping in and, like, get a bunch of extra oxygen in his lungs.
Orko just jumps straight in.
Shia will try to copy Austin. Or Costin. Be like, this is what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, it'll help you get a bunch of extra oxygen in your lungs and in your bloodstream to help you hold your breath a little bit longer.
Okay.
All that water and Torian can feel in his stomach sloshing around. He kind of just like, almost like kneel roll into the water.
Oh god,
Splash! So, I need everybody to roll a Constitution saving throw. Torin, I'm gonna have you take advantage on this given what you're going through right now.
Oh, nice.
So, Shael, you're surprised at how well you're able to hold your breath. You know, you you guys all can see Kensei down there, and like he's like going through forms and like doing some like Tai Chi stuff as he's like holding his breath, and you guys are all just like. Like, trying to figure out what you're supposed to do, but the first one to go back up, not even really up, Tora just eventually starts sinking. And Kensei's like, and you like a couple of students jumping and like start swimming down, and they carry Tora back up. Just as everything's starting to go dark and like fuzzy a little bit with you, you're just splashed out of the water and dragged back up onto the stone platform. They kind of roll you on your side as you cough up a bunch of water.
Yeah. Did I do it, guys? Did I do it?
They
5 minutes.
they give you a really sad look as you've made it about 45 seconds. Kyle, you're able to make it like about a minute and a half. Like a respectable amount of time before you kind of like you can kind of feel that moment when you just know you can't hold on any longer and you swim back up and just take a deep breath. Costin, your technique of really kind of hyperventilating and getting in there, you make it a full 2 minutes.
Sweet.
And even then, like when you get there, you feel like I could go a little longer, but discretion is the better part of valor. Like, best to be cautious in these circumstances. So you swim back up, and Oriko, you're just kind of still hanging out down there, and you kind of notice everybody else is gone, and Kensei just kind of looks at you and starts swimming back up. So you kind of take his signal to swim back up with them. And you all, you're all once again above the surface as Kensei just almost looking like fucking Kratos, just like jumps out of the water by like swimming, jumps out and points to Oriko. Not bad. I can definitely work with that. And the kid, he points over to Costin. I think we've got a good foundation to build on.
Thank you.
The young lady, I
Sorry.
can tell from the look on your face you've never done this before. That was fine. I can work with that, and are you sure you want to bring him with you? Kind of glance down to Dorn. It just might be a little dangerous for him down there. The ocean is nothing to mess around with.
If anything, he's resilient. Unless it's owlbears. Then we have a problem.
Guys, I figured out 45 seconds. If I go in and out like 4 times, I could do more. That's like more than 5 minutes altogether. I got this.
I'm afraid it doesn't work that way in the ocean. You're not going to have a chance to get in and out. Fortunately, there might be some places you can buy an Empyrean gem that can give you the water-breathing spell.
Oh.
We'll certainly be looking for one of those.
However, the first thing that you have to determine is how long you can hold your breath. Breathing is everything in a fight, as looking at most of you, it looks like you've seen your way around an encounter or two. You no doubt know this, then.
Indeed. Preparation and coordination are very important.
Things are going to be pretty different down there. He kind of points back over to the canal. Says, when you're underwater, movement gets a lot harder. There's more resistance from the water, a lot of weapons, long sword, axes. They're not going to handle the same down there. So, let's practice a few basic movements. Let me see what you all can do. And he dives back in.
Alright. I'll do my thing and jump back in there again.
Oriko jumps right back into ready.
Yep. Not sure what she's gonna do, but
Feel a little bit better. Feel a little bit better with that water out of my system, out of my stomach there. Let's try this again. And you kind of like kneel down and just kind of like this tip over.
Somebody shoves you in.
Some kid.
Hey, hurry up! They shove you in. Dang.
No mercy.
Good. Sweep the leg. So, while you're down there, you can actually, at this time, Ken kind of motions for all of you to group up, and he swims over, and you can hear him actually speaking as you can see the gills kind of letting out bubbles. It's a little muffled, but you can make out what he's saying. Alright. So the first thing we're going to do is practice a few forms, basic punches and kicks, and I want you to feel how doing this in the water is going to be different than moving normally. I'd like everybody to roll an attack roll for me, please. But take disadvantage.
An attack roll, that's...
And this will just be 1d20 plus strength.
I'm gonna roll my dice because... Yeah.
Oh, whoops. Oops, wrong one.
that disadvantage really popped off today, didn't it?
27.
With disadvantage?
Oh, not with disadvantage. Hold on, I'm gonna roll again.
I was like, shit! Some good rolls! Got them good ass rolls
That's
today.
11.
Same. 11.
So he like raises an eyebrow at Torin, but like you guys are kind of like just doing a few punches and like poor Shia, like you're just trying your best, but like you're like throwing a punch and like your hand opens slightly, and he's like, ugh. It's about what I expected though.
Shia looks so sad when she hears that.
So remember that in here, timing things with your breath is going to be crucial. And remember that a lot of it is going to come from the core in your movements. You can't rely on the strength of swinging with your appendages the way that you normally might be able to. The more you can move with something, the more force you can put behind that. And when you've got a greater level of resistance, that's going to become more important. It calls you guys back up, so let you breathe for a couple minutes.
It's a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be.
Training isn't easy. If it was, everybody would do it.
That's true.
I'll say.
Catch your breath for a second, then we're doing it again.
Alright.
And he's like still just in the water at this point.
Oh, of course he is. He's trying. Makes sense.
Arko catches her breath and feels like her heart's going back to its steady and goes back down.
Yep. Cosmo, take a moment to shake his limbs out and head back in as well.
Starts practicing some more moves underwater. Kicks.
So, as and I presume everybody else is going back underwater as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to have everybody do a Constitution saving throw as you guys repeat this activity for the next hour.
Damn.
Regular.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, she's not strong, but she's got stamina.
Okay, and damn, Torin got a 23. So, Orica, you're... It's not that you're getting beat because you're, like, in particular weaker. If anything, you're going the hardest.
I like that.
And he's kind of watching everybody, and about 40 to 45 minutes in, he just kind of pulls you aside and says, "Go rest. Your form is compromised." And he kind of continues walking the rest of you guys through the movements. And you guys are back up sitting at the stone platform down by the canal. You're getting better. Kind of gives each of you like an impressed look for a moment.
Thank you.
Figuring out how to fight underwater isn't something that you can simply do in 1 or 2 training montages, but this'll have to do.
It's better than not knowing at all. We appreciate your instruction.
Very much so.
Is there anything else you recommend? Any equipment we should buy other than the Empyrean gem of water breathing?
Couple things I might recommend. You want to make sure that you've got proper gear for down there. Large weapons are too cumbersome. You're gonna want to use shorter weapons, fists, anything like a spear, maybe a short sword, dagger. Nets are also effective down there, but so are darts, tridents, crossbows, things like that. Piercing is going to be the name of the game when you're down there. Magic, and it does like he's very clearly just kind of acknowledging Shael as he kind of casts you a sidelong look. Magic's also going to be your best friend down there, unless it happens to be lightning.
Yeah, so not much of mine will be usable.
Well, that's a shame. Do have a number of Empyrean gems that you can purchase if you'd like, though. Just check out the markets back on the east side of town. Oh, wait a second. Are they there? And you see he kind of peeks around and there's another student kind of coming down. This one having a deep red sash. This is one of my students. Her name is Kiriko. She kind of like gestures over to Shael. Is a little more magically inclined. So, I thought I'd ask her help for the next practice that we're going to do.
Thank you.
And she just like very sternly just like steps forward, like kind of a unemotional look upon her face. She says, "It's not a problem. This was a request from Master Kensei. Hold still." And she kind of makes a quick gesture and reaches into a pouch, producing a reed. As she whispers into it, a wave of strange emotion kind of washes over all of you. Says, "Thank you. How's the training going, Mr. Bear?" She looks up at him, that same rather emotionless expression upon her face. "It's awful." Excellent. Just what I like to hear.
Excellent.
Well, that's all I needed you here for. And she says, "So I have to go back and train more with him?" Yes. Yes.
What was that? What
you
did she just do?
She kind of like abruptly turns over to Shael. "I cast water breathing on you."
That might have been helpful at the beginning of the training.
"Excuse me?" He kind of like turns over to you.
Well, he did say that finding our foundation was important.
Now that you know how to move in water, it's time to teach you how to control your breathing with those movements. All right.
Get started then.
Again, he jumps into the water.
Turn, runs, and jumps, and it's actually a belly flop. He's trying to dive, but didn't succeed.
Close enough.
Oriko's not as energized as before after catching catching breath, like, okay. And then psychs up a bit, like, remembering what Costin did, and jumps, and then push! Feet first.
Feet first.
Yeah, Shyle repeats the oxygen process, even though now they're going to be able to breathe underwater. But...
And it's actually really strange and almost counterintuitive as you guys are underwater and just reflexively you all hold your breath.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she immediately plugs her nose as she jumps in.
Awesome. And you guys are all kind of floating there, and you keep holding it, and he's like, it's gonna be weird at first, but you can breathe in there. The spell has taken effect.
Take a tentative breath.
Yeah, Costin just goes.
Water immediately feels like it's spilling into your lungs, and you reflexively begin to kind of convulse a little. But then, oddly, you take a breath. And it's as though you're outside, right in the city itself. I know, it's a little bit jarring at first. Don't worry, that happens with everyone. I wanted to try to guide you through that one.
Costin's gonna try and talk underwater. Does it work because I have water breathing? Or
Everybody can hear Costin. Easier to communicate as well.
Yeah, yes, this is fascinating.
It's very muffled by all means, but...
Interesting sensation. It was strange at first, but I actually kind of like this.
I like you.
Thank you.
Okay. So, we're gonna repeat those same movements. Twist punches like before. Remember, it starts from the hip, turn your body, and punch with as much force as you can muster. Now, what's key is you're going to time your breathing with it. You release. Take a breath in. Release. We're going to do 100.
Alright.
Alright.
Need everybody to roll another Constitution saving throw for me. Dial is just fucking...
I have
That'll
+7
roll it tonight.
to my Constitution save.
What? Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, Orica.
I knew I should have just used my dice. Hey, Costin!
Yep.
So suddenly Shyle is like taking like the negative feedback she's gotten and is just channeling it all into doing better than she was this morning.
That's how you gotta do it.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
The hour that passes is an arduous and grueling one. Like, it starts with 100 of those twist punches, and then he's showing you various techniques that you do over and over and over again. And just by the end, Oriko and Costin are barely hanging on.
Yeah, I think Costin had probably taken a cue from Oriko earlier, where she was just like going really hard in the training. Costin's like, no, I have to go that hard too. I'm just like trying too hard.
Oriko's...
Wearing himself out.
Yep.
Orin, on the other hand, is expertly pacing himself.
Bastard.
Nice.
1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3.
And there's a point. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. I can't tell. I'm missing pauses. I'm sorry. Oriko's...
It's difficult when you're online.
Mm-hmm.
Oriko's always just all out, always puts her all into any training she does. Does it kick your ass? It's not working.
That's true. It's true.
A gal after my own heart there. So it is a grueling second hour of training. But by the end of it, you're feeling through the repetition, it's getting easier. And when you guys emerge out, you can see a weapon rack. We're going to take a rest here, and then we're going to move on to the final phase of training.
Alright.
I'm assuming it has to do with the weapons on the rack there?
And you can see it's like, there's just different, it looks like, they're clearly real weapons, but like the blades, you can tell at a glance, are dulled. So probably some kind of training weapons. I had some of the others carry those back from the dojo. Rest up for a moment, then we'll begin.
Understood.
You guys
Sits down.
functionally get a short rest. Not that I don't think it would do anything. But
Yeah.
is there anything you guys would like to do during your short rest?
Relax.
Yeah. Shael kind of sits on the bank of the canal and like lifts up these sopping wet curls that are hanging down. So much for keeping my hair dry today.
You still look as beautiful as ever, Shael. Oriko's going through her mental, what she can already do, like her spells, and wondering how those would work underwater, and like how her axe would work. Remembering what the captain said about the axes, and slightly remembers the dagger, but then just kind of no. And just kind of going through that mental imagery of like how would I use a dagger, and just kind of doing slight movements and just like yeah.
Mental training.
Yes, thank you.
Torin.
Austin's sat down cross-legged and he's practicing holding his breath. Like he'll take a deep breath and he'll hold it as long as he can, and then he'll let it out, and then take a deep breath and hold it, and then can't wait till he holds it anymore, and then lets it out, and he'll just do that while we're resting.
Yeah, Torin will lay on his back, arms sprawled out, legs sprawled out in meditation. But then you can hear him snoring.
Brilliant. Love it.
Excellent.
There is one thing about Costin, however. There's a couple of times where you swear, you release the breath, and you hover for just a moment.
Son of a bitch.
And then you pop back down.
Yeah. That's weird.
Assuming he's kind of sitting behind her, so every time Shael hears Costin say ow, she just is like, are you okay?
I don't know. I feel like I'm falling down every time I close my eyes. It's weird.
Odd.
Yeah.
Are you feeling okay? Are you sick?
I think I'm fine. Maybe it's just the training in the water's getting to me a little bit.
Getting a little lightheaded. I know I was.
That could be it. That could be it.
So, after you all get a chance to rest for a little while, Hensei approaches yet again after conversing with a couple of his students that are there. And he looks to each of you, holding one of his large hands, gesturing out towards the weapon rack. Alright, I'd like each of you to take a weapon. We're going to be bringing it underwater now.
What kind of weapons are there?
There's a variety of weapons racked. There's like several swords, hand axes, daggers, spears, tridents, all kinds of stuff.
Shael will take a couple of daggers just because that's what she actually owns. So she might as well practice some things she's gonna have.
Oriko is gonna grab a dagger and a trident.
I think Costin's just gonna grab a short spear.
Yeah, Torin's gonna grab a short sword.
Alright, and he guides you all underwater, jumping in yet again. This time you know to expect the sensation of water kind of filling your lungs for a second as you dive in, but you're still very easily able to breathe underwater.
Perfect.
And he guides you through an arduous series of drills, practicing kind of basic drills with each type of weapon and various kind of like evasive movements underwater. After the better part of an hour, he guides you all back up. So, those are some of the basic drills that you're going to do underwater. Does anybody have any questions about how any of this works?
No, it seems pretty straightforward, but it's definitely a lot more exhausting than normal combat. That resistance really gets to you.
That's for sure.
Sure is something different. I was always used to my axes, hand axes I have.
Hand axes, huh?
Oh yeah.
Let's do one more drill, but this time, don't think about what you need to take down there. Grab the weapon you're most comfortable with.
Oh, okay. So I'll grab 2 hand axes.
Orko wants to join in and is also grabbing 2 hand axes.
Costin will grab a sword, shake his muscles out a little bit, clear his head, and head back in.
Giles kind of takes a beat of just thinking about, like, I already picked that weapon that I know. Do I have to get in again? And then she finally just decides, yes, I have to get in again. To be respectful.
Oh my god!
Hops back in.
Wait till I tell him, Nick.
I'll make a soldier out of you yet, Shiloh.
So, you begin doing the drills again with your weapons. Now, it feels more comfortable in your hands, but you can easily feel the added pressure of the water makes it harder to swing. And you guys go for about 15 minutes going through the drills normally. He kind of swims over next to you. It's not easy, is it?
No.
No, it sure is not.
At that, he actually kind of points over to Shile and says, she's doing fine, though. Because you've just got daggers, so you're like,
Yeah.
you're moving exactly as you should.
Well, it's good that we got this training.
Oh, we're not done yet.
We're not?
Are you getting tired?
Yes.
Alright, go rest.
Child, go rest.
And he swims over to the other 3 of you. Says, now this is when you have to take each part of the lesson. You need to scaffold it off of the other parts. You know how to move efficiently underwater. You've got water breathing so you can control your breathing. He reaches out towards Costa with an open hand. Let me see that.
Here you are.
If I'm swinging, you can see the water, too much resistance. If you time it, start and use all of your body, and you time your breathing with it. Well, there's almost a vacuum that appears.
Interesting.
He hands it back. Again.
Huh. Alright then. Here we go. He tries to mimic the motion.
I'd like each of you guys to roll an attack roll at disadvantage.
Keep that roll, please. Not quite as good.
Yes. 23. Alright, 22. 22 is the lower one.
Thorin, you swing and drop both of them.
Oh no.
Yeah. Who needs axes?
But your hands are not empty.
Oh.
Once again, almost without realizing it, those spectral axes are in your hand for a moment.
Oh. These are mine. Okay.
Do they work different? Like, then they're specters, so they wouldn't have resistance, right?
And you notice as you swing them, it's effortless.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Look at Torin go. Winning at underwater combat.
However, you also notice that movement underwater is more difficult. And you feel almost a little bit of a strain in keeping them, like, summoned.
Oh.
You check your cell phone after hearing the beep.
Put your
Yep.
phone on vibrate, motherfucker.
Nope. Keeping at that for the
Oh.
whole game.
S says she's texting me. Hold on.
Just grabs a knife. So, and eventually they kind of start to fade a little bit, but you're able to retrieve the other hand axes. And continuing the drills, eventually you all figure out how to time your breathing with the attacks. I am granting the three of you an optional combat rule.
I like it.
We'll call it Exerting Strike. When you make a melee attack, instead of taking 2 as you normally do, you can take 1, but you can use any weapon you want and ignore the disadvantage that water would give you. So if you can use your, like, two-handed longsword, you can make 1 attack, regular, no disadvantage. But you forego the second attack because you're putting all of your effort into that.
Gotcha. That's good. Heck yeah.
I'm taking it.
Definitely.
Then type this in my character sheet.
And Torin, that will be useful for you now. While you have the Dread Arcs summoned, it will be a little more difficult to manifest them underwater, but that'll be something that just kind of comes up here and there. So do note the Exerting Strike on your character sheet as well, just in case a time comes that you can't use them. That's a surprise tip that we're going to use later. So, training ends and you're guided back up to the stone platform with Kensei. And he's just standing there and he's just giving a real nod of approval to all of you. You all did well today. You should be proud of the progress you made. Many of my students have to train for months to get down these basics, but all of you managed to do it in the better part of a day.
Yes, I'm feeling really good about the training we just took.
I feel like I learned so
You look-
much. Thank you, Master Fancy.
Yes.
He glances to Shael. On the southeastern part of Basalk City, you'll find a place called Baubles and Trinkets. Tujaku works there. Stop on by. Tell him that you know me. He'll cut you a good deal.
Thank you, Master Fancy.
He sells Empyrean gems. Might be able to find something that can help you out underwater.
And just one gem would work for all of us, or will we need one each?
The water-breathing spell can't affect multiple people. I'd see what he's got in stock, but he might also have some other things that can help out.
Okay. Thank you.
Remember, luck isn't just some force that guides us. Luck is the meeting of preparation and opportunity. So make sure that you prepare before you depart.
We
and keep the uniforms. When you get back, you can join us for a class if you'd like.
Oh, that's awfully generous of you. Are you sure that we don't keep these?
It's fine. Think of it as a memento for our day of training together. But now, he straightens himself up. The two others kind of like look at each other, straighten up. He's like, it's time. After training, you need to wash.
Where Chris Warriors wash every single elite inch.
Every single elite inch.
Yes, of course.
But not for you four. Before we wash ourselves, we wash the dojo to ensure that our training grounds are as pure as our bodies and fighting spirits.
Let's go.
Alright, yes.
And he takes the others back, but as he prepares to part way with you all, he says, we'll worry about cleaning that. It's best if the four of you make sure that you have what you need before you head out into the ocean.
Thank you again for letting us have some training time with you. We really appreciate that.
Don't forget what you've learned today.
Of course not.
And you can see, just in the distance, a couple of figures kind of turning around from a corner. Students walking in an almost limp, zombie-like in appearance, as though devoid of life, gaunt features, skin almost completely pale. Kensei looks over, what's going on? And they say, oh, Mr. Bear made us do 2,000 more punches. Good. Well, if you'll excuse me, it's time to go clean up the dojo.
Alright.
Child will like bow before he leaves.
Oriko, of course,
Now,
too.
respect.
He gives a deep bow of respect before turning on heel and going over, and you can hear him berating the others like, if you can do 3,000, what's another 2,000? Please, Master, no!
All of it. All of the punches.
With that, it's been, you don't, again, you can't necessarily tell in Basalt City what time it is right now. But several hours have passed. You can wager it's midday-ish at this point.
Okay.
But the day is yours. Though exhaustion does not you after that intense bit of training,
Yes.
you still have the day to take part in whatever you need to do. What would the four of you like to do?
Find something to eat.
Probably the best, yeah. Drag my feet to some food.
Change into my own clothes.
Shall we head to the inn first, change, and go find some food?
That seems reasonable, yes.
Yes, that sounds perfect. Let's go do so.
So, the four of you make your way back across the town. It is going to take a few hours walking to get back to the inn.
Alright.
I'm going to also assume that you did not bring your money.
Probably not.
Nope.
No. We ran here in towels.
Yep.
Costin has his uniform. Everyone else came in towels.
So then, I mean, if you'd like, you could always try to flag down a carriage or something if you'd like to expedite your return to the inn.
I mean, I think all of us, yeah, if we find a carriage, we flag one down, I think all of us are pretty beat after that. Better to have someone take us.
It's not far until you hear the familiar sort of clacking sound
Coda!
of crab legs on the cobblestone of town.
Click, 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 click.
As the clicking gets a little louder, as approaching, you once again see the friendly face of Kota. Says, "Oh, hey, fancy seeing you guys here. Needing a carriage across town?"
Please.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Oh man,
very
you guys
tired.
look beat. Is everything alright?
Training.
Just some training. Yeah.
Ah, training. Alright, awesome. Were you doing it just for kicks?
Yes. Oh, yes.
That was quite a punchline.
I like you. That's good. Alright. Well, yeah, hop on. I'll get you. Where you guys heading?
Back to the inn.
Yeah, back to the end, I
It was
think.
the end. Oh.
Sparkling Seal and Pronto. I'll put a little pep in their step there for you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you kindly.
Alright. And it'll be, I believe, we have that at 5 copper to get across the city.
Okay, yeah. Pretty sure I actually had money. I did. Alright.
Daddy,
back off.
just get on like the sending stone. Daddy.
Say if you don't have money, then we're all fucked. No.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, so I hand him 5 copper.
Like, oh, help. You guys have money, right? Because otherwise, this thing's a fucking mimic.
No.
Mimic carriages.
No.
Stop it. Stop.
He doesn't have enough stuff.
He's already writing it down. I can
I
see
know.
it.
Oh no. Oh god, even Talarius heard it. Now he's writing it
no.
down.
It's
All
okay.
you Krayless players are fucked.
Oh no.
I'm gonna hurt you guys in Krayless. I'm gonna hurt you guys so bad. I was like, yeah!
Hurt me good.
Consensual hurting. It's much like consensual healing.
Do I have permission to touch you? Wait, so the mimic can ask first, so we know it's a mimic, right? Because it's all about consensualism.
And you?
Can you?
So, it's a pretty quick trip. Like maybe an hour in the carriage, and you're dropped off once again at the circular courtyard with the sparkling inn right before you again. We can presume that you guys maybe just get cleaned up, change up. Would you like to grab some food there, or maybe try to find another place out in town?
Probably just there if we're all starving. Like I usually am after a workout.
Yeah.
Yeah, not gonna be picky right now.
So, Yoro and Urarun, as you guys go in, like, there's not really any food, and upon asking, they're both just all over each other, like, well, I'll go and tell the cook to prepare something right now. Haha, I'll have them cook the best things we have. Everything we have is great. The stuff we have in the morning is not great. And they're just kind of arguing there for a couple of moments as the rest of you have already gone, and they realize that they're arguing in an empty room before they scamper back and get the cooks going.
Food.
The rest of you walk in, and there's a table with some kind of, it's a little emptier than the continental breakfast originally was, but there's still a variety of some breakfast foods, some eggs, a little bit of toast, some sausage and stuff laid out. It's the world's okayest breakfast.
Okay, food is
And
okay.
over in the corner, you can kind of, Torn, can you roll a perception check for me?
Oh, you
19.
have disadvantage.
So, you see Issa in the corner, and she has what looks like a kind of like ink pen, and she's got pieces of paper and is like writing something, and it's kind of like looking, writing something, looking, and upon hearing you guys draw a little closer, gives a star and just is like shoving all of it into a bag.
Everything okay?
Oh yeah, everything's all right. Everything's all right. Good morning, Torrin. How you doing there, sugar?
Oh,
Y'all getting something to eat?
That was the plan.
She's so cute.
yes. Torin is hungry. Everyone is hungry.
Oh shoot, y'all just looking so tired. Why don't y'all just sit down? I'll fix y'all up a plate or something. And she gets up and kind of starts going to the buffet line.
Alright.
Thank you, Issa.
Yes, thank you. Much appreciated.
You guys end up with what I could only properly describe as a stoner breakfast. It's like a pancake on the bottom, and then like eggs, and then like bacon, and then like a pancake, and then like eggs and bacon and a pancake and like syrup and a spat of butter on the top.
Oh god.
Thank you.
And she's just grinning broadly as she gives it to each of you. She says, I tried something like that earlier, and I just love the combination of flavors and textures. And there's like two extra pieces of toast for Shaz, and she says, and here's one for you, Shug.
Thank you.
And she's just positively beaming at you.
This looks delicious, Issa. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Oh, well, you pay that no mind, honey. Y'all want something to drink? I think they got some water and tea. Maybe I could grab some coffee for you.
Water
It's no trouble. A cup of tea would be wonderful.
Yeah, I'll take a coffee. And turns like faces on the table, and he kind of tilts it sideways and just like forking the food in his mouth because he's like tired, exhausted. Oh, this is so good.
Just don't do what you did last time.
No, I'm too weak. Costin, you might have to feed me.
I think you'll be
My
alright.
arms are jello.
Your chance for revenge.
Here comes Basalt.
Make sure you get the finger in there.
Oh no.
Try to pay him back, and then the eyes roll back, and you're like,
Oh no. Don't put that evil on us.
Unlike before, Oriko is going to take her time eating this time with a fork.
Torn, you're just like barely conscious, eating. There's something in the sausage. A hint of sage. It's good. And from that kind of vantage point, the perspective of like your head's kind of tilted, you're really tired, and you look up just beyond the counter, the open door to the kitchen. You can see him. The young cook, like, just like leaning out, giving that thumbs up. Like, you see, like, almost like tears in his eyes as you give the thumbs up.
And Torin will word of mouth like, "Thank you, you're doing great."
So, or if you enjoy a rather unorthodox breakfast, but a delicious meal, filling and hearty as it is there anything you'd like to do while you're partaking of this meal?
Oriko's just relaxing, eating.
Yeah. Just letting the body relax after all that exertion.
Yep.
Did you say exertion?
Did I?
I
Exertion?
don't know.
I don't know, maybe I slipped up. Close enough.
It sounded like you combined an exertion and exhaustion.
That's probably exactly what I did.
Exertion.
Exertion.
It happens.
It's a little bit of everything.
It happens to a lot of guys, don't worry.
Oh my god.
But your thoughts begin to drift while you're eating about some of the preparations that you guys might need to make. is there anything that you guys are planning on doing today?
Yeah, I guess Shael will kind of look up from her food eventually, as it's when she gets to be about halfway through it. Should we divide and conquer our tasks? I was thinking we still want to meet with the Avatar. You may have, I don't know, there may be some records of the last Avatar who made the pilgrimage somewhere.
Could be. Yes, we should talk to him at least and see if there's anything he can help us with before we head out.
And then that shop for the Empyrean gems.
We'll definitely want to check that out. Yes. Just in case something happens, we'll want to be well prepared, considering we're going to be deep in the ocean. Don't want to get caught unawares.
As much as I love my axes, I may need to find at least a dagger as a backup.
Yes.
Well,
Probably have to rely on my crossbow more than usual, though. It's not really my favorite thing, but can't exactly electrocute you guys.
Yeah. Crossbow seems like it would be a good choice. You'll be able to stay at somewhat of a distance and still work in tandem with the rest of us.
I have daggers too, but hopefully I won't be that close.
Right.
I wonder how well your Empyrean gem that can shoot fire would work on you.
Probably not well. I can't imagine that things really burn.
I wonder if there's other ones that can do something similar. Like create whatever air bursts.
I had thought of that. Like, I do have the ability to create gust of winds, as you guys have seen, which blow creatures away from me, I guess.
Seems like a better option than using fire, at least. And of course, the lightning spells.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope we don't find ourselves underwater combat. But glad we're preparing for it at least, because I'd hate to end up in that without any training.
Yes, it was exhausting but insightful. Knowing the way the body moves under the water and having a little bit of time to adjust before we actually take on the task ahead of us.
I saw that smile. There it is again.
I mean, I have not. I feel that I've been really transparent about what you've got.
Our characters don't know this. They can have hope.
They have hopes and dreams, just like we do.
They want to live.
They did.
Oh god,
Alright.
not after today.
Shit. Alright, I got my backup character.
Well, do you think we should divide and conquer? Some of us go to the Avatar, some of us go to the shop, or should we all just go together?
Splitting up seems like a good Yeah, I'm sure I'm not the only one that's feeling the lingering effects of all of the training we did underwater. Might be prudent to turn in a little bit early to let our bodies rest after that.
Yeah, how big the town is. That's a lot of traveling.
Yeah. I recommend carriages. At least they're not too expensive.
Why would you prefer we'd like to split the party?
Of course.
Excellent.
Roll for initiative.
So as you split the party, each of you going your respective ways, Markoth appears and has a machine gun.
Oh, we're safe. Okay.
Alright.
However, as he fires the machine gun, the bullets just rocketing towards you at deadly velocity. They're caught by the most unexpected of Christmas hams as Nimzo appears.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Who is that
No, but-
perfectly carved god?
My god, that dump truck ass stopped a bullet.
Whoa. All of the bullets.
Alright, so you guys would like to split up, so good. To confirm, who is going to be going to speak at the Avatar and who's going to be going shopping?
Shael would like to go speak to the Avatar and see if she might be able to, like, search for some tomes or something in his, I don't know, manor, castle? Temple. To see if there's any documentation of past, voyages.
Oriko's gonna go with Trial.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're going shopping.
Yes, we do need to pick up some supplies, Torin. Might as well stock up.
Hopefully, hopefully they'll let us in without our avatar.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Well, Costa,
It should be fine.
Well, maybe you should go Costa. I mean, it's an avatar-to-avatar experience, and me and Torin can go shopping.
I don't know how much these gems are gonna cost. Let me give you some of my money.
Oh, speaking of which, I still have your healing potions.
Oh! Were you able to get one?
I was able to get 2.
Well, that's wonderful. Did you want to keep one for your trouble? I was only really expecting to get one, so if you managed to get them buy one, get one free, then you should keep the free one.
Oh, well, thank you.
It's true.
Never know when those come in handy.
Yep.
Stop it. Okay. Alright, Torin, it's me and you.
All right.
Shile's gonna give 50 gold to Oriko. I'm running low on cash, but here you go. I don't know how much it's gonna be, but we'll certainly need at least one. Make sure you ask how many uses you get out of each one.
Okay. And I can definitely pitch in too, because we're all using it.
Yeah.
Hold on. What's that? What?
Alright,
He's like we're studying for something.
and so with that,
Kinda, yeah.
you finish up your meal. Issa kind of ducking out. She says, "Well, if y'all are gonna go shopping for a bit, I got a couple things that I gotta take care of." She just the briefest flicker of a look over to Shael.
Shile gives her a wink.
I'll be up in my room, but if y'all want, maybe we could get together a little bit later.
By
That sounds great.
Sounds good.
Right. Well, I'll see y'all later then. Just kind of walks off, heading back up the stairs from the foyer in the main room and off to her room. And so the four of you each depart from the Sparkling Seal and make off in your various respective directions. With Austin and Shael heading toward the Temple of the Avatar, and with Oriko and Torin going to the southeast corner of town, seeking baubles and trinkets to purchase some Empyrean gems in preparation for your journey. Would we like to take 5 right there?
I was about to
Yes.
say, would this
Perfect.
be a good time for a break?
Yeah, let's do it. Alright, everybody, we're going to take a break. We will be back in just a few minutes. Alright. Please enjoy our wonderful art that we have, fan art and official art aside, and we will be right back. And please also enjoy this wonderful piece done by OBP Musical. We'll be back in just a few minutes, folks.
Alright guys, we'll be right back in a few minutes.
You're right a fever again. Darn it. Because you're sick. I know. It's not fun to be sick. Rest. Oh, is it tickling? Sorry. Because you have a fever. And the point to rest and to sleep. I gotta go make something to eat. How's your ear doing?
Oh, it's doing good now.
I'm glad you were able to get that one done.
Mom's in the kitchen.
Hello, friends. We'll be back in just a couple more moments. Just waiting for a couple other people, but if you are new here and have been enjoying watching this D&D, please drop a follow. We'd love to have you here in the community. And for anybody who is interested, a very common event that we have is that after a D&D game, oops, let me just, I think I accidentally logged one in. I'll just pause that. But a very common thing that we do is that after our D&D games, we typically hang out on the Discord, so if you're interested, stop on by. Love to see you. I'd also like to take a moment here, since we are still on break, to thank our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. If you've ever had too much water and thought that you were going to die from drinking it, and then got pushed into a canal where you really ultimately imagined that your end was nigh, you can experience that same level of anxiety by playing Raid Shadow Legends. Enter promo code DEATHBYDROWNING to unlock a new champion today. Alright. We're almost back. But once we are, it's on like Donkey Kong. Although we could probably just come back and cut to Oriko and Torin if the two of you are feeling ready. Or would you like another couple minutes?
I'm good.
Yeah, let's do this.
B-E-A, beautiful. Let's go ahead and pop on back then. Excellent. So, Oriko and Torin, the two of you departing from the courtyard, you can see that at this particular juncture in the day, that there are a good amount of people out and about. You can once again hear the rather familiar buzz of conversation, the loud, almost ocean of shouting in the marketplace of everybody trying to offer the best deal and the best quality goods. You have a couple of options of either walking down and taking a bit more time to reach the shop that you're looking for, or alternately you can try to you can flag down a carriage to get through town. What would you guys like to do?
I think it'd be faster if we went by carriage. You okay with that, Torin?
Yeah, sounds good. I'm almost up to par now. That food is pretty good.
Yes. I'm feeling better after a meal, too. Oriko will try to flag down a carriage.
So, as you flag down the carriage, you once again see another one coming by, another large Horu that's holding a conch shell behind it. And there's a very familiar looking halfling that waves at you, says, "Oh, hello there. Were you looking to hire a carriage? I could take you anywhere you're looking to go. 5 copper.
Yes, please. Nice to see you again.
Pardon?
I thought you said familiar.
It's nice to see you to get us. Yes, if we can catch a ride, that'd be great.
I get it. You've met my brother Kota.
Oh, you're not. Oh.
My name's Kato.
Sorry, Kato. Nice to meet you.
No problem. Our parents had a pretty weird sense of humor. But yeah, hop on. I'll take you guys down wherever you guys are going.
Yes, thank you. Baubles and trinkets.
Yeah, baubles and trinkets. All right. Fun little store. So all kinds of things there. Well, give me just a second. After you guys load up, gets the Toru crawling along, and you guys ere long reach the other part of that section of the city. And you know, the flood tide district is pretty expansive. It's kind of a noisy but interesting ride over. As you can see, just numerous people, stalls everywhere, and there are sights and sounds and smells that fill the air. Everything from like fish cooking over an open flame, with showers of merchants peddling their goods. It's a very, at times, almost overwhelming experience taking the carriage through there. But let me take a look-see here to scale. The ride takes the better part of an hour to get you across this section of town, but you arrive in a small pavilion, and there's various businesses there. But after a few moments of looking around, you happen to see what looks like you can only describe as the gaudiest thing you've ever seen. The whole thing looks like it's built from a giant shell, but it's clearly not comprised of some kind of like stone and clay, it looks like. And outside is kind of like a standing sign carved in like, it looks like a frame of like shells that were kind of affixed to one another. Little bits of rope going down, and a wooden sign that says baubles and trinkets in really, really poor handwriting. A couple of the letters are backwards. And the whole thing is affixed with other smaller, shinier shells.
Yeah. It looks like it, yeah.
I'm not sure Shia would even go in after seeing the backwards letters. But I trust Master Kensei's word. Shall we head in?
Yeah. Let's go check it out.
Approaching the building, you can see that there's a small kind of grassy yard in front of it that is mostly decayed. There's the shell itself, almost like a spiral. There's a staircase that goes in, spiraling towards the inside, where there's a circular old wooden door that slowly creaks open as you approach, as a few people depart from it, mostly dressed in like robes and like tall hats and such. Kind of beg your pardon as they sort of scooch by, the hallway itself a bit narrow. But going through the door itself, you can see a circular shopping area that is fairly well lit from a light fixture up top, a sort of chandelier that's affixed with numerous Empyrean gems that all cast a dazzling, colorful light out. This shop is head to toe outfitted with numerous gems. Now, where you come out is kind of like a circular area, and most of the room itself is actually walled off by a countertop. And stepping in, this head looks up at you, almost instinctively. Oh! Ah! This Kinku just kind of scampers over to the edge of the counter.
Did he say we had to fight anything?
No. Right.
Oh, look at that thing.
Don't be rude.
It's
This could be
growling.
the owner.
Why is it? Oh, yeah, I think you should take lead.
One mustn't judge a book by its cover.
As I was saying, Torin.
Oh, I'm not good with books unless if it's pictures, and I'm sorry.
Shame. Excerpts of Second Avatar. Fascinating read. The Kinku blinks a couple of times, kind of like twitches their head a little.
Recommended a book for you there, Torin.
Thank you.
So,
Come on,
trading?
pictures.
Yes,
Pictures,
trading for gems.
pictures.
Trading.
Yes, we're here for gems. We're looking. What do we call you? What is your name?
Uchaku. Make your acquaintance. Who am I speaking with now?
Nice to meet you, Ujuku. I am Oriko.
Oriko. Yes, gems. Wanting gems. Shiny. Yes.
Yes. Specifically a water-breathing gem.
Water breathing.
Do you have those in stock, maybe, or do you have any here?
Begins kind of shuffling around the gems. Yes. Shiny, good for water breathing. Yes. One must always be prepared. Kind of like flies up a little, grabs it with his beak, lands back down and goes over, sets it on the counter. Water breathing, yes. 200 gold.
200. Okay. Let me think here a moment.
Not enough. He kind of like starts sliding it back.
Remember, he said, "Oh God, what? I'm sorry, I'm kind of like disturbed." Master Kensei said, "Mention him."
Kensei, old friend. Yes, not discuss philosophy. Good man.
Yeah, and he sent us here and said that you can help us.
The Kinku hops up onto the counter.
I no disrespect.
Slowly.
I like this book. This book's good.
Telling the truth. Okay. 100 gold.
Thank you, yes.
Good deal. Friends of Kensei. Good man.
So that's one water breathing gem. You seem like you would know a lot of gems. Would you happen to know maybe gems that that would work best underwater to, how do I put this, like defend yourself with?
Yes. Got different Empyrean gems. Trading, yes. Good trading, yes. Many travelers. Always good travel. Broaden horizons. Lots of things. Can't use fire. Fire underwater, not very good working, no. Cold? Is cold what you're looking for? Shinies can do cold, yes.
That's such a great idea. Cold. Why didn't I think of that? So you have a gem that can, would it be ice creating?
Yes. Gem of frostbite. One moment it flaps up again and catches it in his beak and falls back down, scampers back over and places it right on the counter.
You
yes. Friends of Kensei. 35 gold.
That's... How many do you have? Just the one?
Got a couple, yes. Yes. 2 gems.
I would like to take...
Shiny gems.
Yes, they are shiny. I would like to take the 2 you have, please.
Shiny gems. Yes. Gold. First gold. Show gold.
Yes, yes,
Shiny.
of course. The 100 for the water breathing, and of course, here, 35 plus 35. I can math.
It'll be
70.
170.
Yes, 170 takes out of from Shiles and adds her own as well to make 170.
Yes. 170. Yes. 1 moment, and he scampers up, flies up, grabs the other gem from the kind of shelf where he grabbed that second one, and places it also on the counter. Says, anything else is looking for?
Were we looking for anything else, Tori?
Gems, many gems, all kinds of effects. What? Gems for attacking, gems defense. Gems for healing, many gems. Trading good coin, good shiny.
Oh.
Do you have shiny?
Yes, I have shiny. What kind of gems would be good for attacking?
And he kind of like pokes with his beak. Yes, frostbite. Yeah. 4 times every day. Yes. Water breathing 1 time every day. Yes. Recharge at dawn.
Oh, you just remind me what Shiloh asked. Yes, I was supposed to ask how many uses each one has.
Yes. Tujaku, very knowledgeable. Yes, much knowing of the gems.
Thank you. So both the frostbites, they can attack and defend, and they each have 4 uses.
Yes. Good attack. If they attack can make them worse at attacking. Yes.
I like this. I hope Shiloh's gonna love it. How many uses does the water breathing have? And can it affect more than 1 person?
Yes, 5 people. Once per day. Recharge at dawn.
Once a day of recharge at dawn. As she goes through her mental notes, just listing it so she can remember to be able to tell Shiel. Well, I think that's all we were here for. Thank you so much. You are very knowledgeable at all of these gems. They're very perfect and shiny.
Shiny be the gems trading for, but also shiny the futures that we work for, yes. But remember, when going towards a goal on journey, that the destination is not important part. You have any bird seed?
Actually,
Buck, do you?
I do, because she always carries some because of thick bird.
Just looking at the bird seed.
Here, to new friends.
Yes, can't get down here, no. Sweet nectar. And what you witness is something that I dare not describe. A voracious appetite
Torin.
which knows no bounds.
Torin is sitting there asking Orko, what's it doing?
It looks similar to something I've seen thick bird do, but worse.
Ah. And Torin's not breaking eye contact with it whatsoever. Just like,
Well, I'm gonna leave you to your meal, Chijuku. It's nice to meet you. We're going to out now.
You hear a weak cough as you begin to leave, but you hear, wait,
Yes?
no, friends, yes, friends. Friends deserve, yes, nice things, yes. see him, he kind of flies up a little bit. And grabs yet another gem. Returns down just a few moments later. Let me see, where did I put this? Oh, right there. Hands it over. Once a day, acid arrow, yes. Ah!
This gem does acid arrows.
Oh, yes, ah. Friends, yes, friends, good gifts. I'm going to link that spell for you, and I'm also going to link the Frostbite spell for whoever gets these.
Awesome, thank you.
And give me just a moment, I will also link the water breathing spell as well.
Oh, that's so cool.
Alright. Hey, I just got what's up, bud? So is that all that you wanted to do there?
I think so. I think we got everything we needed from him.
Excellent. So you depart from baubles and trinkets. We'll just turn our attention to the other two. So, were the two of you going to walk over to the Avatar's Temple, or were you going to also try to hitch a ride?
Is it in the same direction?
It is not. Allow me to
The
ping it
temple
on.
is like all the way up here.
Oh,
temple
yeah,
is
it's
up
in the
there.
other way. That's right. I might as well take a different carriage.
Yeah, and we're
Well,
like over here.
Let me check something. Actually, unfortunately, there is no carriage.
Oh, I guess.
Guess we're huffing it.
Walking.
And from where you are, it's. No, you're looking at.
Because we're not far. We're like across the bridge, right?
Yeah, you're not super far. It's a good
Here.
like 30, 45 minute walk.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
But you know, it's not. It's a pretty quick walk through the crowded areas, the markets. Crossing the bridge once more, you kind of get a small bit of reprieve entering the sort of center district of town where there's kind of less shouting, still a good amount of foot traffic, but the warm glow of the additional lanterns lit through here makes it a pretty welcoming stretch. As you walk by rows of really kind of neatly trimmed hedges and other really just kind of aesthetically sorted foliage, you come up to the very tall pagoda where the temple of the Avatar set.
alright.
Here goes nothing.
Yes, set up. Hopefully he's there and not about with other business. Maybe there's a.
Shiles
an
kind of
acolyte.
gives him a look, as in like, remember, he doesn't know what he's doing. Like,
Yeah, that's what he's worried about. He may have went home for the day.
does he live
are there
here?
He does
Are there
live
any,
here,
like,
yes.
acolytes about? Then maybe we can ask to see if he's available instead of trudging up there for no reason.
Yeah, or just like a doorman.
Yeah.
So there are several acolytes about. There are kind of crowds of people coming in to pay respect at different altars that are placed in the main room. But, yeah, you're able to find a pretty plainly dressed acolyte dressed in those kind of shades of blue in their robes. And, you know, as you approach, they look up and they're like, "Oh, blessings of the Great Ray, my friend. What can I do for you?"
Above
Yes.
the table, I forget what this avatar's name is.
Avatar Hugo.
Hugo.
Yeah. Just inquiring to see if the Avatar is here, or are they about other business today?
I do fear that Avatar Huga is rather busy. There were other people that required his attention. I could try to put in word, see if he's available later today, or maybe later this week. What is the nature of your visit?
Today would be preferable. I'm the Avatar parent for Darugo, and we just had a few questions for him.
The Avatar parent?
Of Darugo's reach, not here.
They do look a little unsure of that statement.
We don't mind waiting. You could let him know.
We've met with him before. You can tell him that Costin and Shael are here from Darugo, and
Costin and Shael.
Yes.
Alright, give me a moment.
in the meantime, before you run off, could you direct me, are there any tomes about any old scrolls that are available for the public to read here in the temple?
Yes, we do have a small library for public viewing. And he kind of points, he says, it's over along the back, and he kind of gestures towards the far side of the room. You recognize on the right side was the staircase that you took up last time that you'd met with the Avatar. He, however, gestures this time to one on the left side. Says, yeah, if you head up the staircase there, it'll take you just a small ways, and you'll find yourself in the library.
Excellent.
Should I look for the two of you there?
Yes, we will wait there until the Avatar is available.
Alright. Well, I will go and inform him that you're here.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
And they quickly make their way away from him.
Alright. Let's see if there's anything useful in the public library. Good a place I need to start.
That was good thinking. Let's take a look.
So we'll head upstairs, and then would it be an investigation check to find any books or scrolls regarding past avatars of Basalk and their voyages, pilgrimage?
I think, yeah, we could count that as an investigation. It's a pretty quick walk before you find yourself in a rectangular chamber, pretty well lit with several candles and some kind of sconces along the sides of the wall. And yeah, many parts of it are kind of lined with rows of bookshelves that have books kind of stacked in the center of them. And yeah, so what is the investigation?
I'm gonna use one of my inspiration points and roll it at advantage.
Okay.
I really want to find things.
Haha,
22.
we both got 22. That's excellent.
Nice.
You're just stealing everyone's rolls
I am.
tonight.
Yeah, I'm just copying rolls tonight. That's all I'm doing.
And you're looking for things pertaining to previous Avatar's journeys?
Just to get an idea, like something that might have a date on it of when the last time an Avatar of Basalk made the journey, and if there's any documentation of what the journey was like. Ooh, sorry.
There were a couple of books, Journey to the Deep, as well as The Holy Tides. They both depict a time long ago, kind of looking through and seeing the dates in there, judging by current, because I believe we'd said it was Common Era 545. You did see it was actually the second Avatar. Avatar Yoto was the last one to have been documented to have made the journey. That was pretty good while ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the way they go through avatars.
Yeah.
She just kind of takes a deep breath. They have not made this journey in a long time.
Well, truly.
perhaps
Unfortunate.
before I was born, so certainly before you were born.
Yes, it would seem that way, considering the date.
Well, you want to take this book? I'll take this one.
Yes, might as well.
You said you've been doing more studying than training lately, so let's see how you do in my dojang.
Alright, I'll take you up on that.
You're her house now.
Yeah.
Right, diving right in. Austin's a quick study.
So, how are you guys doing this? Are you going to just kind of be skimming through? Or are you going to be just start reading it? What's the general plan of attack?
Probably a skim through to see, specifically looking for like first-hand accounts of what the what the pilgrimage was like. Anything like that for Shael, anyway.
Yeah. Costin will do like the speed read where he'll like kind of scroll through and like try to pick out like keywords that like pertain to like what the particular temple was like, or what kind of encounters or trials or things that took place inside the temple, and he'll try to find keywords that pertain to that as he's like going through as many pages as possible with this technique.
Shael's gonna see if she can get any info to find out if it's all underwater or if there will ever be moments of reprieve where she can use her lightning spell.
You get nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. So, assuming that the two of you are willing to commit basically the rest of your active day to this,
Might as well.
there are some points that you're able to glean from recent, kind of taking what you both read and kind of comparing findings. The temple itself was actually constructed in a way that it's, rather than simply building a temple and placing it there, they took natural caves and sort of assimilated that into the temple.
Okay.
So it's less of a, hey, here's a big building that I have to go through. More of a, there were natural caves here, let's build a temple on and around that.
Makes sense.
So can we glean that there's likely natural creatures that have made their natural habitats in these natural caves?
There's no record of that in these particular documents. However, you were not born yesterday. You put two and two together very quickly.
Compared to Shael, you probably were. No.
Just a baby.
Get it ready.
As far as the actual documented pilgrimage of the Avatar, indications say that Basalk himself actually takes care of part of it, as the biggest hurdle in Yoto's journey, or any Avatar partaking of the pilgrimage in proper form, is that getting to the bottom of the sea is no easy feat. Now, because of how narrow the actual Onafe Abyss is, as it is called, the Onafe Abyss is the name of a trench that goes to the very bottom of the ocean. It is said that that is where this temple lies. The temple connects to one final cave where the primordial spirit of water, Stoldark, is said to reside. Now, getting down there is, because of how narrow the trench gets, Basalk cannot take you all the way. You're going to be going through some basically pitch black water in hopes of finding the Coral Expanse. It's said that the Coral Expanse is kind of a checkpoint before you reach the Onafe Abyss and the temple proper within. There are documented areas where there are air pockets, and it is a little more straightforward to traverse that area, as it would be.
sigh of relief when she discovers that. Well, at least there will be some areas where I'm not entirely useless to you all.
No, you won't be useless. We're all going to be restricted. The underwater combat is going to be ridiculous, to say the least. We've only had less than a day of training, and as much as I feel like I improved, I can't imagine it's nearly enough to be on par with people of the Sulk and how they traverse the waters. It'll be a feat, to be certain.
For sure, but hand-to-hand combat isn't even my forte on land.
Then we'll have to just divvy up tasks. We'll leave more of the intellectual exploration of the caves to you, and the majority of combat will be to the three of us. Unless the terrain allows you to spell slip.
Hopefully. Just, I don't want to slow anybody down.
No. We'll take it one step at a time. We'll go at the pace we need to accomplish the task safely and do it right.
I admire your confidence.
I'm just trying to be optimistic. It's going to be difficult regardless. We need to rely on each other.
Alright, so what else have we found about this temple?
It's going to be dark. I don't think we anticipated that, considering we don't spend time under the ocean. I don't think we planned ahead for needing light sources. I feel like that's going to be a necessity down here.
I wish I had thought of that before I sent Orico and Torin off to the bauble shop to get gems. They could have found some light gems.
It's not a problem. We more likely have an additional day, at least tomorrow morning, to do any last-minute shopping. So.
Let me clarify something. So it's been at least one. Okay, yeah, it's been at least one day. Excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
One
The bad
down.
stuff? The bad omen?
Bad omen. Final countdown.
That's a secret thing that we're gonna use later. Uh-huh.
Have you given any thought to what Tenzin said? What he could have meant about 3 days?
Given his previous warning, I have a bad feeling we're going to run into that. What was that fellow's name? The one from yesterday.
Zarkov?
What?
Zarkov. That, or there's something else about it. Regardless, we're going to be moving carefully and cautiously, so whatever threat looms, we'll just have to take it in stride. But plan on Zarkov being in the mix, if nothing else. That way we're not caught off guard.
Yeah, as much as he disliked him, he was correct the first time.
This individual seems incredibly elusive. Wants to meddle in our affairs, or at least Torin's affairs. So, we'll just have to keep that in mind.
Did we find anything else, DM?
Well, as you're continuing to read, the acolyte finds you again. There the two of you are. I'm very sorry. The Master Hugo was in a lot of meetings, but he said that he could see the two of you right now if you still have a moment.
Yes, now is as good a time as any. Might as well. These records are public, and we can come back for them later if we need them.
Excellent. Please, follow me.
Shael will gather up whatever notes she took and stuff them away.
And the two of you are guided back down to the main area, and once again through the winding hallways and staircases that lead to Avatar Huga's chambers, where the doors open, and once again you see the kind of refined presence of Avatar Huga as he turns and gestures to all of you. Please come in. You may shut the doors. The others, yes, of course, Avatar. Sure, doors shut. I do hope that you'll forgive me. Have a seat, my friends.
Thank you.
Shael sits down and just kind of looks at him and waits for the mask to fall.
Yep.
I do fear that I was in a lot of meetings earlier today, and frankly, I have no idea what the fuck is with these meetings, man. They're like asking me about taxes and distribution, and I barely know arithmetic, man. They need a training course for this, dude. I don't have any idea what I'm doing.
I mean, there is a training course. It's called the Pilgrimage.
Yeah, and nobody told me how to do it. Do you know anything? Where can I start? Because this sucks, man.
I feel like rummaging through some of your old history will give you some insights, which is what we were doing for the past few hours. It's difficult to tell under the water. While we were waiting for our meeting with you and picked up a few things, but there's a lot of information down there, and you've got time. As the Avatar, you can always set time aside for yourself to take the time to learn.
I do wish that it were that easy. I often find myself meeting with a circle of guilds, trying to help my people with their problems. It just... I feel spread thin more often than not. But you didn't come here to listen to my complaints. What can I do for the two of you?
Well, we just spent some time in the public library, scouring for information on the past embarkations on the pilgrimage, and it's been a long time since anyone from Basalt has done this.
Regrettably so.
I guess we were wondering if there was any other, maybe more confidential resources you could research with us and do some planning for yourself. Maybe, I don't know, you could join our pilgrimage, or you could plan your own, at least to the Temple of Stoldark. It would grant you a better connection with Assault.
Thanks for that.
You're right. Maybe it is time that I step out of my current role and really embrace what it means to be Avatar.
I'm in pain.
Yes.
Having red spicy food.
The ring of fire.
I would do that. I would join you and your friends to go and speak to Great Lord Stoldark himself, to really embody what the tradition says I need to be. I need to be better for my people. They deserve better.
It'll also help prepare the next Avatar when they eventually take your place. You'll have some insights for them and won't leave them quite as unprepared as you were for taking on the role. And you can ensure that improvements are made beyond that going forward for your people.
Yes, it's past time to break the cycle. I fear that in our trying to keep things ever changing, flowing like the tide, that my people find themselves in a tide pool of their own making, and I would see it undone. I thank you for this opportunity. I have some means at my disposal. I could have some hasho rented for us, assist with the journey. A moment. He gets up, going to the far side of the chamber. You see there's kind of like a large, kind of like an armoire there. He's sifting through it. Comes back out with a gem that he goes back over and places on the table that's in the center of the room where you were all seated. An Empyrean gem of water breathing. I imagine that it would be useful for us.
Yes, I imagine it would be. And actually, that was another question we had, as we are not water-dwelling folk and aren't familiar with the deep of the ocean. We were wondering, even though you haven't taken the pilgrimage yourself, what sort of other preparations we might make for embarking on a journey into the water. We had a kind of an idea, Empyrean gems of water breathing, but is there anything else that might help us out there? Anything that we could use?
We specifically said that the Onafe Abyss is where it's believed the temple is, and that it inhabits some naturally formed caves, which are likely to be dark, which for me is less of a problem as it is for my friends here, but any light sources that could work underwater?
Light spell emitted from an Empyrean gem could pierce the darkness of the deep sea. I believe there were... Here, I can't remember where I'd placed them, but long ago, when I was first assigned this, I recall reading excerpts from the pilgrimage of Avatar Yoto. It's known fairly widely that there are many vicious beasts in the sea, naturally occurring and some less than natural. But documents of a almost intelligent fish-like people actually had partaken of trade with Avatar Yoto during his journeys.
Interesting.
They could be helpful, though if we've dropped out of contact with them for so long, I cannot say if that's still the case.
I suppose we'll find out when we get down there.
And of course, I can have some hasho prepared for us. Good mounts, they'll serve us well in the oceans.
Excellent. Yes, much appreciated. Anything to assist with scouring the deep.
Well, with that aside, ensuring that you have proper gear. Many conventional weapons are harder to use underneath the water. Unless, if you've time, I could try to send word to Kensei.
We had the training with Kensei today.
Oh, most impressive, and you're still walking.
Barely.
That sounds about right.
Our minds were in sync there for a moment. It was quite the experience, to say the least, but insightful.
It seems that you're at least already taking proper steps. I fear that we don't have much coin to offer. Otherwise, I would give you some money for supplies, but our economy's been rather stagnating of late. My apologies.
Not an issue. We didn't just come here to ask for coins. We're okay.
That is all that I know. I can send word tomorrow when Lord Basalk draws near enough, and I'll make preparations for the hasho to be prepared, and I can meet all of you out in the town.
Excellent.
There's one other thing that perhaps individual that we've spoken with a couple times and has given us dark tidings. She'll kind of look at Costin.
Costin cringes.
Yeah.
Dark tidings bodes rather ill. What's...
Well, the first one, he seemed to be warning us of the person who we believe to be responsible for that murder by the canal the other day.
Regrettable.
And we ran into the person who warned, or Costin did, received another warning that trouble might be afoot, and it just might behoove you well to ensure that I would hate for anything to happen to any innocent townsfolk.
His name is Tenzin.
Tenzin.
Odd fellow. Seems like he's been spending a lot of time in the sulk.
I'll speak with the guards. See if we can't double our shifts. Tenzin. I'll have some of my people keep an eye out. Put an ear to the ground, see if we can't learn anything about this individual.
And then the individual that who seemed to be warning of us was Zarkov.
Kov?
Strange fellow.
The name is unfamiliar to me.
He was very strong, and I just think it would be remiss if we didn't warn you.
You have my thanks for that. To think that a murder could happen on my watch like that. Is there anything about this Zarkov that you can tell me?
He had a strange spectral-like blade and had abilities that allowed him to levitate, move quickly. A very fierce fellow. The spectral blade was the thing that stood out the most, though. Never seen anything like it before.
Spectral blade? Levitating? Never heard of anything like that, at least not within this city.
Seems to have some sorts of arcane abilities, but none that were immediately recognizable to me.
I'd thought that this bode ill before. That emotion was but a shadow of what I feel now.
Perhaps issue a warning that maybe citizens travel in at least pairs, if not small groups, if they're going to be out and about. Particularly in less than well-traveled areas.
That's true.
I'll need to give it some thought. Best not to create a panic with anyone, but
Of course.
the people need to be informed. I fear I've much to think on. If you'll excuse me, I need to get word out and make some preparations for the journey ahead, as well as process this.
I don't get it.
Of course. Thank you for taking the time to see us.
Thank you for warning me about this Zarkov. I assure you I'll take this seriously.
We'll leave you to it then. Until tomorrow.
Yes, we'll speak tomorrow.
I see it now.
Let us turn our attention to the other two. Why? Because they split the party. Because it's fun for them. Of course, do you see what you do to me?
This is how we do things.
We're being efficient.
I thought you
Yes.
wanted to split the party.
Well, I did won't split the party. As the two of you make your way back, you suddenly see the familiar face of Zarkov.
Wait, are you serious or is
And
this...
Markov.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
And
fine.
Markov.
No.
And the Master. And a T-Rex with robotic arms.
Not again!
And the pterodactyl.
And it just like looks up and it's just like, I'm coming for you, bitch.
And then me and Erica, we fuse.
Fusion!
Torin? Toriko?
Toriko.
Toriko.
Wonder
Isn't
Twin.
Toriko actually the name of a manga?
It is Toriko, and he hunts big old monsters to eat, which is
Oh,
perfect.
yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
Oh, this has
Did it,
reached
guys?
a new level of meta.
Yeah.
I think that it's been a good and fulfilling career as a dungeon master, but I'm going to retire on that. So, the two of you are walking back after finishing your shopping. And, you know, there's still a good amount of bustle around the town. And was there anything else that you guys wanted to do? Anything else that you would like to shop for as the day is kind of drawing to a close?
Well, we got from our new friend Tujuku. We got the water breathing gem. We got the 2 frostbite gems, and that extra one, the acid arrow. Do you know if maybe Issa will need anything?
No, she got me. It's okay.
Or if I'll just look down at Torin with one eyebrow raised. You know,
See, I got one arm for Costin, the other arm for Issa, so I'm good. And they're good too.
I've got one arm for Costin, one arm for Issa, one arm for one axe, another arm for another axe, and an arm on my back to carry my food.
Yes.
you have 6 arms? 5 arms?
Just 5.
Just 5. Oh, the tail doesn't count.
No.
The half tail.
That's a different appendage.
Okay.
Sure, the tail.
What's left of the tail?
Right.
Alright,
So
well,
yes, what would you guys like to do?
I guess we could go maybe try to catch up to Shael and Austin, because I can't think of anything else that we're needing at the moment. Oh, wait! I just remembered. Weapons.
Torin's weapon's good. I do have a short sword, so
Well, I could use a dagger.
sounds good. What about, do you think the other two might need some kind of weapons too?
Maybe. I think Shael said she had her crossbow. And, well, maybe we should, before we go weapon shopping, maybe we should meet up with them first.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I do have this urge that tells me that we probably should bring back that water breathing one, because I think we might have an extra one in plan. No, I'm kidding. I was joking.
Whoa, trying to metagame? Right on
I'm
purpose.
joking.
Wait till Thorin gets struck down.
Orin, what's your constitution score?
Ultra instinct.
No, it's only ultra, not instinct.
Guess what? Now you guys are fighting death.
Thanks, Torin.
Wow,
That's
right.
I
No.
jumped into this game now, fuckers.
No, that's my dad.
Wait a moment. Son, I've searched the entire multiverse for you.
Hopefully find out about his grandson.
Oh, yes.
I have a grandson. Does he have washboard abs?
Yes.
Yes.
He does.
But anyway, so to confirm, you guys were going to head back to meet with the others.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you begin your journey back. Kind of. At this time, the carriage is taken off, so you pretty much have to hub it back.
Okay.
Was there anything you wanted to do on the way back, or just kind of making a beeline?
Beeline.
Excellent. So, you make your kind of beeline, conversing slightly as you go. And around the point in which the bridge sort of intersects here, you actually bump into both Costin and Shael.
Oh, perfect! We were just looking for you guys.
Oh, hey. That's an odd coincidence. Didn't you guys take a carriage?
We did, but we forgot to ask him to stay, and he had more customers, I'm sure.
I see.
Still getting used
Well.
to the carriage thing.
Yeah, so how did everything go with you guys?
I feel like it went over fairly well. Got a little bit of information. There was a few tidbits in the public library. Avatar Huga is going to accompany us on our trip tomorrow.
Oh. Interesting.
What trip?
Yeah. The pilgrimage.
The pilgrimage.
When we make our excavation into the underwater temple.
That's right, Never mind.
I understand. It's been a long day.
It has been. I'm feeling my muscles at this time now.
I'm feeling muscles I didn't know I had.
Oh, great. Not to protect three of them now.
Oh no.
Oh,
What about you guys? Did you find all the supplies we needed?
I hope so. Well, so we made a new friend. His name is Tujuku.
He's weird.
He's a kinku. Kanku. He's a kanku.
Oh.
He doesn't blink.
It doesn't blink.
Doesn't.
Don't worry.
Important somehow?
I didn't blink either, so it was a tie. Had to show some kind of dominance here.
Oh, you made a contest out of it. I see.
Yeah, it was really, really weird.
He recommended a book to Torin.
Oh yeah, it's a nice picture book too.
Excellent.
I think I could color in it too.
Just make sure you don't get it wet when we take a deep dive. Books
Ah.
get ruined as water, you know.
We might consider leaving some things behind. I don't know. I mean, not to exclude Issa, but was she planning on staying here in Basalt City while we are gone? I feel like that might be safer. But I don't know what she would prefer.
I think it's something we could probably talk to her about. I know I'd probably feel way better if she actually stayed.
But ultimately, it's her choice.
That's true. You seem very independent.
Yeah.
It's true. She seems like she's been having a good time since we got here. She might just like to spend a few more days perusing the city, since it's her first time really being in one.
Especially if she's gonna move to Dorigo's Reach, she might not get to come back here anytime soon.
That and it'll help get her a bit acclimatized to the city life before actually coming to Dorigo. So she has a lot of good reasons to stay, but if she wants to come along, I won't say no. It's a good companion to have.
Oh, not to interrupt. Sorry, Costin. But for
No worries.
Child, Tujuku had all sorts of gems there. 2 gems of frostbite, but he says they're even better as attack. I don't know why I didn't think of this. Cold, frozen,
That makes perfect sense.
ice in the water, and hands it over to Shael to go ahead and look at. And he did give us a water breathing gem too for 100 gold.
Okay.
Yep, and that was only after Torin reminded that to mention Master Kensei. And
Yeah.
and the friend part, I gave him some birdseed I had because I always carry it with me because I'm a thick bird. And he gave an acid arrow gem.
Oh gosh. Well, that's extremely helpful. We actually got a gem of water breathing from Avatar Hyuga too, but it'd probably be good to have 2 in case one doesn't last as long as we need it.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of which, so these 2 frostbite gems, they have 4 uses. The water breathing gem has 1 use per day and can affect up to 5 people, but it recharges at dawn.
Okay.
After dawn. After dawn.
Yeah, I think all of them recharge at dawn, if I remember correctly. I wasn't really paying attention because I was busy.
You're too busy not blinking.
Yes.
Understandable.
Not
Staring into
uncommon
the face
for.
of God.
I'm glad you were there, Torin.
I was too. Well, yeah.
It's not uncommon for Empyrean gems to recharge at dawn, so that would make sense if it applied to all of them.
But I think the next thing we was gonna talk about, you guys, was about like weapons.
That's right. We wanted to go shopping for weapons, but we didn't. We wanted to talk to you guys first, like maybe you wanted something or what would be best. And I don't know if Isa's coming. I didn't even think about her wanting to possibly stay. Just wanted to get your input first before we searched off for weapons.
Of course.
It's probably a good idea for each of us to have a weapon or 2 that's more effective in underwater combats, aside from the weapons we're more proficient with, just in case. And from what we learned, it sounds like even though the temple is underwater, there should be at least some of it which is filled with air pockets of some sorts that will allow us to travel on land for a time, or on foot for a time, and not spend the entire time in the water. So we'll have some leeway with that as well.
There'll be at least reprieves where we're not completely underwater all the time. That's a little bit of a relief.
Yeah. At least that's the hope anyways. Some of these records were quite old, but hopefully they stand true.
Good to keep in mind.
Indeed.
So, real quick check-in. How's everybody doing right now?
Pretty good.
I'm hearing some yawns.
I've been tired all week, so it doesn't matter.
I'm still good.
For a little bit more, I think I can probably work in a sexy hug here.
Sexy.
So, with that, you guys are going to head back to the inn for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a good idea.
So, you're kind of going along the path that cuts between rows of houses, and you can see in the distance the fountain in the pavilion with the with the sparkling seal in the distance. But can I get everybody's passive perception?
17.
15.
17.
11.
11!
Everybody with a 15 or above, you hear a small whimper. Somebody, barely more than a whisper, but not as though trying to be quiet. A voice weakly calling out. The kind of voice you hear when it's trying to reach something so desperately, but there's just no fight left. It whimpers, "Help me."
Did anyone else hear that?
I heard
Yes.
help me.
Someone... hello? Kind of look around, see if I can spot. If someone's yelling for help, I'm gonna look for signs of struggle, blood, someone half hidden in cover.
Yours was a 17, correct?
Yeah.
So even without a roll, you begin looking around, and in the really low light that is kind of the standard for Basalt City, you look in the shadows between a couple of houses in an alleyway, and you see a small figure, barely discernible from the darkness between those two buildings, but crawling, reaching out, the hand, shaking with weakness, collapses.
I'm gonna draw my shield and sword and run that direction.
Marco's headed the same way Austin is.
Bale's behind.
Took Torn a quick second, but yeah, he's like, oh, okay, it's this.
Torn's like, huh.
Oh shit, we're leaving.
Huh? Where are we going, you guys? Let's, you draw closer, and you can see that there is, looks like a Vidalcan. Neatly shaved head, kind of dressed in what appears to be standard merchant's attire. There's a wound on his back, vicious claw marks raked against him, and the wound is bleeding heavily.
Shit.
Um,
Marco's gonna cast Cure Wounds.
Yeah.
Excellent. Please go ahead and roll.
While she's doing that, since I noticed the wound, I'm gonna, as I get closer, look for a threat. See if I can spot whoever or whatever did this. Try to kind of stand as a bulwark between him and whatever caused the attack.
Alright, so that'll be 9 points of healing. Excellent. So the wounds begin to close up. He, almost as though snapping to again as he just collapsed, looks up. Thank you, stranger. I don't know. I was walking along. A man down there, they began to turn into something I've never... I don't understand what's happening.
Which way?
The shaking hand, he points down in the direction where Costin is standing. And Costin, you see, it looks like a person, but they're having some kind of strange attack or something going on, as they're just like lurched over, just like, they hold up this clawed hand, and they cough up this viscous fluid, this dark purple, and you can see this sort of like starting to transform as their skull begins to reshape slightly, and you recognize a lot about this, as you have seen a Hypogean before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. I'm going to pull the individual to his feet and kind of shove them. Get to cover, quick! Hide somewhere, in a building!
Yes! Yes! And they quickly just begin sprinting away in the opposite direction. I'll call in the guard! I'll find help for you, please! Hang on! He turns a corner of the alley. The four of you seemingly left alone with this Hypogean for a moment. As it steps forward, a wild, voracious appetite in its eyes as its look keeps darting around between all of you. But something else moves in the shadows. Noticeable by anybody, I believe. 17 and above would be just Shael. No, not Shael. That would be Shael and Costin? Okay. The two of you see something move from behind it. A hand reaches out from the shadows of what looks like the silhouette of a person. And the thing sort of turns as though noticing it, and you see this glow begin to envelop this creature as it seizes and lets out a sickening cry that echoes through this sort of section of town. And as it's seizing up, its clawed hand reaching upward, you notice the claws beginning to retract. The discoloration of the skin, the black veins beginning to fade as it takes again the shape of a regular human. And it collapses. The seemingly normal man collapses into a heap.
And the person behind them? Where'd they go?
Stepping forward, they reach into a pocket, dabbing a handkerchief along their eyes as Tenzin steps forward and says, rather unpleasant business, wouldn't you say? And with that, we're going to end tonight's session.
As soon as he said handkerchief, I fucking knew it was Tenzin.
Oh, man.
Wait, he can turn them back?
That's what. Yes. Like, who the fuck is Tenzin?
He's a piece
Who
of shit,
turned them
is what he is.
who turned them bad in the first place if he's running around turning them back?
How does he know how to turn it back? And like,
Yeah, teach me that.
Serious business right there.
Fuck. Ah!
I suppose we'll just have to see next time, won't we, friends?
Oh my god.
I suppose so.
damn it, Nick.
It's only 11:30. We've only been playing for
3 hours.
3 hours.
Only.
Yeah, you went till 4 one time.
Well, friends, as is tradition, please award each other 200 experience points, say who it is and why, and to our audience, I'm going to start a poll. I would like you to be involved as well. Please say who you would like to, please vote for somebody, and whoever gets the most votes will get an additional bit of bonus experience.
I would like to detract 200 experience from Nick for making Tenzin such a fucking weirdo and making him follow us around and then ending this session when I want more.
Tenzin.
So mine's gonna go to Torin because of the humor and just bringing Torin to life, like the reality, like really acting it out and making an image of like rolling into the water. The hilarity of drinking the 5 gallons just after
Which would kill somebody.
That's a long time to run.
just like you play him so well, like I can't imagine a world without Torin now. It's so great.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'm gonna give mine to Shael tonight. Got to see a little bit different side of Shael. Normally she's really like confident and fierce, and today she was a little unsure of herself and feeling kind of helpless, and it was cool to get a different perspective on the character. So
Thank you.
yeah,
Wait, how much are we giving? I don't have my calculator out.
200.
Oh.
5
Rice too wet, you fucked up.
Millions.
I will have to agree with Costin and say that, you know, Shael is, you know, the whole, you know, scene with like doing underwater training and all that stuff. That was a whole new,
Struggle bus.
yeah, it was an awesome new side of seeing her and stuff, and I really like that a lot. That's pretty cool.
Thank you. I'm gonna give mine to Orico. I love getting to see like military Orico in action. It's pretty cool. She's such a baddie.
Yeah, you two had like the biggest like character flips. Like normally Oracle's like really quiet and reserved, and now
Right.
she's really outgoing, and Child's normally really confident. She's kind of, yeah.
Thank you.
All right, and I believe that is everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
The people have spoken, and Torin, you get another bonus 200 experience.
All right, Torrin.
Oh, awesome! Thank you, everyone. Greatly
And for
appreciate it.
this incredible roleplay, I would like to award all of you 2,200 experience.
All right.
All right.
Hey, Elena, how's it
Well,
going?
friends, we will resume in 2 weeks here. We will be back next weekend for Thicker Than Wine, another D&D game that I run with a couple of these folks here and some others. So, if you are new here, please, if you enjoyed it, drop a follow. We'd love to have you in the community. And
thanks
we
to
do
our
D&D every
raiders
Saturday.
tonight too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much to both Culprit, if you're still here, bud, and Husky Note. I appreciate both of you sharing your community with us, and I hope that you had fun hanging out tonight. So what I'm going to do is I would like to push, spread a little bit of this love, pay it forward. Let's go ahead and raid out to somebody else. Before we do that, we will, of course, say goodbye. And then I will play credits. We do credit all of our music, provided by the wonderfully talented at making a motherfucking playlist, Katie.
Indeed.
Yes.
All of our
Paste
stuff.
The link to our Spotify playlist is in the chat. If anyone
It's
just
a whole
wants
last
to
minute.
vibe out to this on their average day.
Good stuff.
Our music is either royalty free or, in the case of our main theme by OVP Musical, we own it.
We bought
Oh.
that shit.
Bought that shit. And our visual assets are credited and or licensed and or free use policy from different sites. So 2022, art theft is bullshit. Be better, y'all. Alright, well, before I go ahead and roll the credits, let's say goodnight, everybody.
Good night.
Night.
And for those who are on the Discord, I usually hang out at least for a little while after. We have just kind of a little chat, little decompressed, little post-sesh, hangout sesh. And we'd love to see some of you guys there.
Absolutely.
Alright.
Indeed.
Go ahead and throw on the credits.
All right, you all have a good night.